for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
Welcome back, everybody. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, Kaylee Manziel in our host position. Also great to see Ashley Carey making her way on camera there, too. Always thrilled to see her in that spot there as well. And, of course, after a great weekend of action on the Peachtree Sports Network, we're also happy to say hello to our friends on Peachtree TV here for our finale as well. You see Cedar Grove. They'll be decked out in blue with the light blue, powder blue, if you will, numbers. And then the Douglas County Tigers, they got the navy blue and gold, as you've kind of come to expect from them. Douglas County represented the 6A classification. Cedar Grove, the reigning state champs in 3A.
See James Johnson, and I'll say this for him, Brandon, back me up. Johnny White said he's better than Eric Berry.
Putting him in that same category of a guy that he coached back when he was at Creekside. Marcus Clements will kick us away, and we are underway. The final game of 4 today at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, with the Douglas County Tigers getting ready to go on offense. In our first look in a Douglas County uniform for DJ Bordeaux. We have seen the number 0 in football now for a few years. We haven't seen a lot of quarterbacks wear 0.
Haven't seen that.
But Bordeaux will. We talked about the receivers he has. James Johnson, the praise that he's drawn from Johnny White. Devin Carter, by the way, one of the storylines here is Carter transfers to Douglas County from Cedar Grove. Aaron Gregory, one of the top juniors in the class of 2026, right there at the doorstep of being a 5-star prospect in that class.
Yeah, you look at Aaron Gregory, you just look at the offer list, and he's got it. You just say, has he got this school? He's got it. Has he got that school? He's got it. He's got them all.
I mentioned in our open the fact that Douglas County makes the state semifinals last year, losing to Woodward Academy. 24-21 was the final score of that game, and Johnny White has told folks that the entirety of the offseason, when they have practiced on their field, on the scoreboard, that 24-21 score has been there to remind everybody a part of this Douglas County program of what happened to end the season last year, what they don't want to have to deal with here this year. As you see Zamarcus Lindsay getting the carry there. And for Cedar Grove, they're on defense. A look at their starters, Deion Burns, Kareem Cobb up front, Julius Wilborn as well. Deshaun Hendricks is the linebacker, along with Juan Smith. We'll keep our eye on him today. Tristan Henry, Daryl Martin as well, filling out that linebacker core. Here's the throw by Bordeaux on second down. It's a pass complete at the 34-yard line to Aaron Gregory, who we mentioned a moment ago.
Smooth receiver right there. Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, Ohio State, Texas. He's got them.
3rd and 6 now. Bordeaux takes the snap from shotgun. Now throwing towards the sideline. That's incomplete. So Cedar Grove has forced a 4th down here against this high-powered Douglas County offense to start things off.
Nice job there. Cedar Grove opened up 3 and out. Good play on the first play of the game there. Kareem Cobb, sophomore defensive lineman, stuffs that run up front.
You see Bordeaux there back on his sideline again.
Douglas County started 15 sophomores last year.
That's right. And, obviously, to have the success they did with that kind of number is in itself impressive. And now they'll benefit now from the experience gained by playing those young players. High punt, but it is relatively short. Bouncing there at the 49-yard line and going out of bounds. So good field position to start for Cedar Grove after forcing the 4th down.
Yeah, got great field position here. Going to start right at midfield.
David Toxton with that punt there. Now you see Cedar Grove on offense. King Parham comes in. Big shoes for him to fill at the quarterback position in place of E.J. Colson, who off last year's team on his way to UCF.
Already enrolled at UCF.
He's in an empty backfield here on first down. Now a back will join him. He'll take a snap and go straight ahead, and there to meet him hard at the 50-yard line. That was Jordan Carter, who you told us about.
Yeah, you want to go on the offer list, number 22? He's got every possible one of them.
And you see our Rome Floyd Chamber of Commerce starters for Douglas County on defense. Carter, that's a guy we'll watch all night long. Solomon Fabian, Brooklyn Spivey up there in the front. LaDarian Williams, also a part of that defensive line. Some of those receivers, will also see them do double duty, especially James Johnson at the defensive secondary spot there as well. Another big hit there at the 50-yard line. A lot of lumber being laid here in the early going. That was Mike Hasty, the linebacker.
Yeah, big Mike Hasty got offers already as well, and boy, they are just coming downhill quickly. I don't think they're anticipating Cedar Grove to try to throw the ball too much, because they are pinning their ears back and coming right here in this set. The Carter get off the ball, almost gets there again, but Hasty delivers a big blow.
Parham from the empty backfield on 3rd and 9. Here comes Douglas County again. Parham going to try to get something out of that. Got a couple. That'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see Cedar Grove now punt for the first time today.
Special teams here going to be a big part in this game. Can you get the kick off? Can you cover?
DeMarcus Clements will be on to punt. James Johnson will be back, one of 2 men back deep to receive this. Brandon Ellison is the other. Here they come after the punt. Clements gets it away.
Good punt.
Johnson going to field it there at the 14. Looking for some room here. On the sideline, goes out of bounds there. Also, it looks to be a flag down as well at the 35-yard line. Just underway here from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. North Gwinnett winning our previous game against McEachern. Prior to that, we saw Houston County getting a win over Alpharetta. That's the former school for DJ Bordeaux, by the way. And then the early morning game, we saw Walton, a really new-look Walton team after making all the way to the state final a year ago and coming up as state runner-up to Milton. They got the win today against Brookwood.
Yeah, good. Another good product, man.
Illegal block in the back, receiving team. 10-yard penalty.
Douglas Prather, our referee, a part of our officials here, brought to you by the Georgia's Office of Highway Safety. Colin Ware, Walter Vincent, Rockfield DeMore, and Jeffrey Smith, all a part of that officiating crew. And with that, we'll take a quick timeout here. Douglas County back on offense again after the penalty when we return.
Man, you know how to do this?
Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman.
Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers. Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with the advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at georgiaconstructioncareers.com.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their athletic abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision, our team brings it to life.
The Mechanical Trades Institute wants to provide apprentices with a pathway that promises rewarding, hands-on work through a completely free education. There are many post-secondary options for students and young adults, and we want them to consider the skilled trades as one of those options. This is not only a job, but a free education and a lifelong career. We want you to start your future at the Mechanical Trades Institute.
The Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Classic. ConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today. And presented by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. Electrify your career.
Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Classic continues. Brandon Adams, Rusty Mansell, Kaylee Mansell in our host position. No score here early between Douglas County and Cedar Grove. Douglas County was stopped on its first offensive possession, returned the favor to Cedar Grove on its offensive possession, and now, after a block-in-the-back penalty on the previous punt, begin this offensive drive at the 23. Bordeaux at quarterback. That's a handoff on first down, spinning his way up to the 34-yard line, and a nice carry near another fresh set of downs is Marcus Lindsay's second carry of the day for the sophomore.
Yeah, come out last series, kind of throw the ball around a little bit this time. Let's see if they try to put a body on body against this front four from Cedar Grove.
Three receivers off to the left side. That creates room to run, and that's going to be Lindsay again. And Lindsay's getting gashing chunks here right now. He's up near another first down. Maybe a couple. No, they're going to say you got it, yeah.
Big size difference up front. Obviously, Douglas County, very big.
Yeah, Douglas County starts 4 juniors along the offensive line. Devin Mumford, the lone senior. Ball at the 44. Cedar Grove creeps a couple of extra bodies near the line of scrimmage. Bordeaux to throw quick through the hands of Devin Carter there, the intended target. As we told you, as you see a little extracurricular stuff going on there after the play is over. Not too much, but a little bit. Carter, of course, coming to Douglas County by way of Cedar Grove. And, you know, one of the stories to address during the game is the fact that Cedar Grove is certainly shorthanded after a good number of transfers here over the course of the last couple of months. Handoff up the middle again, and that is working.
Yeah, they're coming right at them. They have to come through that first series. I was kind of wondering, hey, let's throw this thing around. I thought, we're going to run this ball at them, and that's what they're doing right now. See them rotating some alignment in.
Now, we also saw in the previous game, at different points, North Gwinnett had a decided advantage with its line of scrimmage over McEachern, but eventually McEachern was, to its credit, able to neutralize that. And, you know, I guess it remains to be seen if Cedar Grove will now be able to do the same thing. A little better on third down there.
Yep.
In fact, you know, getting the
stop there.
Yeah, getting the stop and forcing a fourth down.
Yeah, they'll make some adjustments. They'll put an extra guy in the box. They're going to sit there and go heavy package loop, which looks like Douglas County is trying to throw at them this series. Yeah, so change the back there to Hasty. Number 5, Hasty made the hit while ago. Make sure everybody knows that's a West Virginia commit. Playing tailback here behind the quarterback. Also plays linebacker.
West Virginia obviously very active in the state of Georgia right now.
Always,
a lot of offers.
always have been, yes.
Weather canceled our game last night, we would have had a chance to see a West Virginia quarterback commit for the Cass Colonels as well. And Brody McWhorter.
Timeout, Douglas County.
So Douglas County on fourth down calls a timeout.
Not that I condone it at all. I've just always been interested in the old burning the couch at West Virginia.
West Virginia, where greatness is learned and couches are burned. Let's take a look at a resume here for one of our teams. Obviously a couple of great legacies here for both these squads, and in many ways for Douglas County, the history of this program being written right now by Coach Johnny White.
Yes. I tell you what now, you want to talk about investing in your facilities? Douglas County.
Last year, 13-1, got to the state semifinals. We told you about that. Go all the way back to 1964. You're talking about a two-way state championship there at the time. And obviously a great collection of players throughout the history of the program, including Jonathan Jefferson, the terrific defensive lineman.
Connie Walker, big 6'3" corner up at Louisville. Signed with Louisville out of high school.
Johnny White doing a great job here with this program, really making it a destination. You know, players enjoy playing for him. Here on 4th down, Bordeaux takes the snap, goes straight ahead. First down yardage, gets a big hit, but that's well after the line to make. He's down to about the 41, got 6 on that 4th down carry, so easily moving the chain are the Tigers. I love the gold and the navy. Really, I like the trim on both these uniforms.
Yes.
The gold and the navy blue looks great.
It looks good, Man, it is moving bodies.
That's actually a Wildcat snap, by the way, to James Johnson, too. Let me correct myself. Johnson took the Wildcat snap. .5:25 to go, first quarter of play.
Illegal substitution, defense, 12 men on the field, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Not what Cedar Grove needed with already a drive in progress here for Douglas County. It's been pretty much all on the ground as of late for the Tigers. However, Bordeaux looks like he wants to throw this time. Got a man in coverage, and it's incomplete. Nice job by Cedar Grove that time.
Yes, closing.
Let's see this again. Pressure comes on Bordeaux there as well.
Yeah, got hit at the end, but good job coming over the top, number 5 there for Cedar Grove. LeMacio Martin.
Yeah, that was LeMacio Martin there.
That's what your free safety is supposed to do, be able to come down across the field on that post pattern. Ball hung up in the air a little bit, and he got to it.
So good play defensively from Cedar Grove. Pound for pound, probably the best defensive play of the day so far. And now back to the ground goes Douglas County. That's more of Zamarcus Lindsay. So after some drama with the ball in the air, Douglas County goes right back to what has been working all day long. A little bit different look, obviously, than we might see from Douglas County later on this season, where we expect them to throw the ball plenty.
Yeah.
They have not needed to thus far here today.
You see Cedar Grove trying to bring extra guys in the box, showing blitz there. They're going to change the play now. Will Cedar Grove change this defensive play? But they showed pressure there. They're changing. See them all in there tapping helmets.
And what's interesting is on the previous play when Bordeaux tried to throw, Cedar Grove got to him, just having a hard time matching the running game. You see the pass caught by Devin Carter, and then Cedar Grove swarming the ball pretty well, including McCaden Smith, the senior cornerback, who was pretty quick to that. He still gets 5. Pair of receivers on both sides for the Tigers. 4 down linemen for Cedar Grove. Handoff. And that time, nothing doing. Saints were all over that. Julius Wilborn including.
They brought both backers right there that time into those gaps, anticipating the run. So you're starting to see the game within the game. They understood that Douglas County is going to try to mash them. They're going to bring extra guys into the box. It brings up 3rd and 5.
Same look for Douglas County. Those 3 receivers off on the left side. Creates an imbalance, of course, on the right. Johnny White not going to be happy over there.
Cedar Grove's on call timeout. They had trying to get some discussions how they're going to play this formation.
Timeout, Cedar Grove.
So Cedar Grove's going to take a timeout. We'll do it with them. 3rd down here coming up, just getting going from Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
ingredients for family.
You ever seen this? You ever seen that? You ever seen the Harlem Globetrotters live on TV? Well, now's your chance. For the first time in 40 years, the Harlem Globetrotters are showing off their skills right in your living room. Don't miss a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and don't miss whatever they call that move. The Harlem Globetrotters, live Sunday at 7, only on Atlanta's own Peachtree TV. Yeah, baby.
Oh my gosh.
World Chase Tag is the Pro League tournament for the planet's most intense new game, which takes the art of being hunted down to a whole new level. It is relentless and fiercely intense, with a chaser having just 20 seconds to get a hand on an invader.
He's done it! He has done it!
And there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
Tuesdays at 7 on Peachtree Sports Network.
Third and four coming up here. But for Douglas County, 3:15 to go, first quarter of play.
And they are man-to-man. Look at how many people's in the box.
Take a look at this formation.
So I know Johnny White, he might take a shot right here. He understands they got no safety help, basically.
They are just crowding that line of scrimmage.
They are daring them to run the football.
If you're joining us, that's where Douglas County's found its success so far today. Bordeaux faked the handoff. He really didn't fake it to anybody. Now he's going to try to run for his life, and he's going to be stopped about a yard short.
It's like a busted play.
Yeah, Bordeaux turned around to either hand it off or fake the handoff, and there was nobody there. And so then he had to go. He's got about 3, but it's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah, the running back was on the other side. Smith almost got there. They're definitely going heavy package this time. Look at the big boys in the backfield.
Yeah, so Douglas County does not hesitate to keep its offense on the field.
That left side over there is an entire solar system.
Snap straight ahead. That's been Johnson today, and it will be again into the end zone for a touchdown. James Johnson from the Wildcat, or the Wild Tiger if you want to. Now makes it 6-0. I don't know what you do about that.
Man, they were just overloading that left side. Look at those big bodies over there. He doesn't get touched. Runs through one little tackle, and he is cruising.
That's your scoring recap brought to you by Breda Pest Management. The athleticism of Johnson paired with the size that Douglas County had on that side of the formation, it's a difficult situation.
This young man, it was kind of banged up this summer, but he has Georgia, South Carolina, Duke, Georgia State, Georgia Tech, University of Georgia, a few places that have offered him. I anticipate the more the tape is put out on him, he's going to heat up really quickly as a 2025 prospect, Brandon.
Yeah, 45 total offers. David Toxel's extra point now makes it 7-0. And Douglas County is impressive to start.
Basic combat training is a 10-week experience that will challenge you both physically and mentally. Each phase of your training will introduce you to new soldier skills, building and advancing them along the way. You and your fellow soldiers will work as a team to accomplish each mission, overcome each obstacle, and earn the right to wear the black beret of an Army National Guard soldier.
Are you ready for some football? Woo! Baby, right here, TOW, right here, Kell Grange. Guess what, guys? It's Cavalier Day. Here at Kell Grange, we support all of our high school athletics. As a special kickoff offer, you can score big savings on all of our new Kia models. Also, all of our community around here, we support our local economy. Hey, T. Wiggins, you go get them, boys. Go Cavaliers. Good luck to you and your favorite team. Go Cavs.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting 6 figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back. We're going to do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
Are you interested in becoming a deputy or a jailer? The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office is hiring and looking for individuals passionate about protecting and serving their community. If you are 18 years or older, join our team by visiting gogcso.com for more information. Gwinnett County, together, we can make a difference.
The Georgia Sheet Metal JETC equips apprentices with the knowledge and skills required to start a rewarding career in the sheet metal industry with programs in HVAC, industrial welding, and testing, adjusting, and balancing. Training is 100% free and allows apprentices to earn as they learn. Journeymen graduate with no student debt and have the potential to earn more than most college graduates. Visit our website to learn more about this opportunity at careersinsheetmetal.com.
We are back. 7-0 is our score. Douglas County on top of Cedar Grove, and the Douglas County cheerleaders, they've got the gold ribbons in their hair, and they're enjoying this score here right now.
They're hoping to be back here in mid-December.
This is a Douglas County team ranked 6th, I should say 4th in the 6A classification. So they're 6A this year, just like they were a year ago, but 6A is different than it was a year ago.
Yeah.
That's now the highest classification.
Man, you start talking about Douglas County, Beaufort, Carrollton, Colquitt County, Camden County.
See, a little bit of a low kick there. Will it roll into the end zone? It will. How about that?
That was interesting for a second.
If Rusty could get his pitching wedge to roll to a stop like that, he'd be a happy man.
I tell you what, I'd be playing on a teardrop tour.
You know, I think that you and I are obviously watching these games every Friday night, following scores of the games that we're not at. I think last year, one of the big eyebrow raisers for probably both of us was when Douglas County beat Langston Hughes. And, you know, that just was a real signal of a little bit of a sea change.
We saw it 2 years ago, and they hung with them for a half.
That's right. Yeah, you saw the talent was in place, but that was a Langston Hughes team that,
oh, man,
it was going to be very hard for anybody to play close to them for 4 quarters. And then last year, Douglas County got the win. Back on offense go the Saints. Flag comes in.
Some movement. We got a new quarterback.
Yeah, we got a new quarterback in the game as well for Cedar Grove.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty, steals, first down.
That's Josiah Moore in the game. He's a junior, 6'1", just 160 pounds. So Cedar Grove trying to, either by plan or just feel of the game, trying to see if they can get something going. Man goes in motion. Moore looks that way. Be careful there. Another flag comes in. And that was a devastating hit.
Braxton, Lester.
Yeah, laying the lumber that time.
They are a physical football team.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So away from the play, Moore was hit late, and so that'll tack on some yardage and give Cedar Grove a much-needed first down. Had to pay the price for it, but they got the first down nonetheless. .212 to go, first quarter of play. Clock sits there, resting after the penalty. Moore, high snap, handoff, left side, looking for something to do, and there is nothing happening on that side of the ball right now. A nice stop made by Stephen Jones, a sophomore linebacker.
Man, just a sophomore. Tell you what, Douglas County's not missing many days in the weight room. They look different.
And, I'll be honest with you, I kind of came here tonight, as we'll see this play again, I came here tonight, Rusty, excited about seeing Douglas County on offense.
Yes.
They got some guys on defense now that are making names for themselves.
Yes, they do. That's a sophomore there. And listen, to be a threat to win 6A in Georgia, you got to be good on both sides of the ball,
You would definitely
period.
do.
Because you will get exposed sooner or later.
Moore takes the handoff, or I should say, gives the handoff.
Good run there.
Yeah, nice run up to the 38-yard line. So finding something offensively that time was the sophomore running back, Jermaine Kelly. Yeah, I'm obviously not ready to say who's going to win 6A, make any kind of prediction, but I'm telling you this. If Douglas County does go down at some point in time in the playoffs, I see a pass complete there to Cleve Sutherland. If Douglas County, and that's going to be first down yardage. If Douglas County is beaten at some point in time, it's going to take a Herculean and a man-sized effort to get that done.
It's going to take a grown man performance.
It sure is.
I'm going to tell you.
It sure is.
Anytime you get past that Elite Eight in the largest classification in Georgia, I shouldn't be, but I'm just surprised at the speed of the game, man, how fast it is.
So Josiah Moore has come in at quarterback, and he's found a little bit of a spark here.
I like what they're doing, getting the ball.
Be careful here. The ball's free.
Get on it.
Moore completely missed that, or is a miscommunication one way or another. I hate to say this. It's almost shades of last year's SEC championship when Georgia had the fumble and Carson Beck did not realize the ball had been snapped.
Yep.
In that particular case, Josiah Moore just simply did not know that ball was snapped.
He's still looking. He's going to change the play. You see him come up top the line of scrimmage, and they snapped it.
And he still didn't know.
He's like, wait a minute. Yeah, he was coming up to change the play so the line could hear him.
That's a lonely feeling when that ball's just laying there on the ground.
That's a good play by the running back to get back on it.
The clock is showing 0. Is that a malfunction?
I don't know. Yeah, the quarter's over.
Okay, so that will bring the first quarter to a close. So Douglas County has the lead 7-0, but Cedar Grove holding its own offensively right now. We'll have a quick timeout and have second quarter action right after this.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
If you live in rural America and want better high-speed internet at home, say hello to the new HughesNet.
Hi! Now I can video conference with confidence.
Yes! The new HughesNet is Jupiter-powered with unlimited data and faster speeds than ever before.
Now I can stream up anything I can dream up.
Now you can do it all. Connect, stream, and play. Call today to get free professional installation and exclusive offers. Call 1-800-736-7315.
Washington Media Scholars Foundation, proudly celebrating over 15 years of empowering college students through scholarships, career opportunities, and industry connections. Compete for over $150,000 in scholarships and an all-expense-paid networking trip to Washington, D.C. Connect with top media companies, enhance your media skills, and advance your career. Visit mediascholars.org to learn more.
Here's to the legends of the game who paved the way for the stars of today.
Get out of his way.
Origin Sports showcases sports history that is as relevant today as it was in the past. Origin Sports, run it back.
Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, Kaylee Manziel in the host position. Our final game of the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. 4 days of football comes to a culmination here. The nightcap.
I feel like we were at luncheons, like I can't wait for these games. We got 4 long days that
just blow right through.
We got 3 quarters left.
Of course, next week we got a fun Great Atlanta Bash matchup between Grayson and Norcross. That's going to be a lot of fun. Bill Creek and I'm just making up matchups.
End of the week, man. End of the week.
Bill Creek and Norcross.
Look forward to that, man. Coach
should be a lot of fun.
Coach Lovelady, 2 great programs, 2 great teams. excited about that one. Excited about 2 weeks. We're going to be Gainesville.
Where the Cedar Grove band stopped playing.
Man.
So the band has been asked not to play while the game is going on.
That's not a common when the offensive team got the ball.
That was a very forceful request on the part of our referee.
Say that again in case you didn't hear that. We will be Gainesville at Westlake in 2 weeks.
I mean, can you believe that football game?
We got Buford at Douglas County, my man.
We've got quite a. I mean, boy, speaking of Douglas County, flying to the football once again. So impressive. That's Jalen Ray getting there. Just one defensive playmaker after another. Junior defensive end was all over that.
Look how big they are. I mean, they are put together. Look how big. Look at the front four. Yeah, the people that tuned in to see this high-powered offense better take note real quick of a front four.
And there hasn't been anyone think of missing a tackle yet. Boy, you talk about Buford, Douglas County, and Gainesville, Westlake. By the way, King Parham back in at quarterback, and then Jordan Carter there to get the sack.
Many people think he's the #1 player in the state next year if Tyler Atkinson is not. Doesn't really matter. They're both dominant defensive players, but
it's a fun comparison to think about.
Yeah, Jordan Carter, obviously he's the defensive end. Tyler Atkinson's that linebacker that can rush the passer. Both explosive, just easy, understandable, highly recruited players.
DeMarcus Clements now going to be forced to come on and punt again for Cedar Grove.
Got to get this off.
Gets a little bit of a low snap. It's a high kick. It's going to be short once again. Bouncing there. Now picked up by Johnson. Scooping it up. Flag comes in. Return comes into the 15-yard line, but there's going to be a flag. You presume it'll go against Douglas County.
I love Johnson, though. He didn't give up on the play. Just because the ball bounced, he went and got it. Got north-south quickly.
And to echo a point you brought up a little earlier, you listened to what Coach Johnny White has said. It was obviously
illegal block in the back on a receiving team. 10-yard penalty on the spot of the foul. First down.
Coach White was Eric Berry's head coach at Creekside. And he has favorably compared James Johnson to Eric Berry, basically saying that he's the best player I've coached since then.
He loves
a guy that he says that could play any position on the field.
He loves James Johnson. He has been on. And listen, I love Coach. There's a clip right there's the block behind the back. He loves James Johnson. I mean, and Coach White's not one of those guys that says, hey, I've got a guy. If he tells you this is how I feel about this guy, you better pay attention.
Well, the other thing, too, and I think a lot of our audience is aware of this, one of the reasons why a comparison like that so eyebrow-raising is because I think a lot of people, Rusty, and I'm sure you'd be in this category too, would put Eric Berry in the very, very short list of best players in the history of the state of Georgia at the high school level.
I would say no matter the list, he's a top 10 player of all time in the state of Georgia. No matter the list, you cannot go 10 deep without saying Eric Berry, in my opinion. He was number 3 pick in the draft. I mean,
Bordeaux shakes off pressure, now throwing, sidelines, fight for the football, and it's incomplete.
You still see that speed out of Cedar Grove. You know what I mean? These are all new names and guys that are getting their first opportunity probably to start a lot, but, man, you still see that ability to run, cover. Man, they would go play anybody, anywhere, anytime. They only had like 2 home games last year. And the reason they played 2 because one of them had to be senior night.
Yep. Yeah, you love that willingness to play anybody, anywhere, anytime, and go on the road and do that. As you see a handoff, crossing the 35, down to the 34.
For all the talk and all the plays, I mean, this is a 7-0 football game.
Yeah, it certainly appears that Douglas County has had the physical advantage, but Cedar Grove, to its credit, is holding its own. It's obviously from a smaller classification.
What class are they now?
They're 3A.
3A still, yeah.
They're number 9 in the 3A classification.
I wasn't sure if they actually were 4.
Creeping up bodies towards the line of scrimmage. Bordeaux going to throw. Pass complete. Dre Redding there to haul it in.
Marcus Clements, good coverage.
But Clements gets the stop or the stop there and creating a 4th down situation here.
4th and 2. Let's see if they go heavy package. See if they bring the big boys in again on the play they scored earlier. Yep, here they come. Here comes the Bulldozers.
We'll see if they also go Wildcat. For now, it appears they're not. It appears it's going to still be Bordeaux.
Something tells me you follow that left side if you want to try to make a play, because here it comes.
It's going to be a handoff and just powering ahead for the first down. And so Johnny White has been content to be, I think it's fair to say, somewhat conservative so far for most of this game. A lot of beef there.
Goodness, 51 just mauled his guy.
Another carry for Jakari Streeter. Pair of receivers, one on each side. Bordeaux will throw towards the end zone. That was DeMarcus Clements again with the coverage. He's had a nice day in, as far as that goes. Johnson was the intended target.
I knew this name. I had to go back and look at my notes. Right tackle right now is Joshua Appel. He's 6'8", 305 pounds. See him right there on the right, number 51?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a sophomore.
Wow.
Yeah, he's 6'8", 310 pound right tackle. By the way, he's a sophomore.
And we have seen Douglas County rotating some of the offensive line already today.
Good tackle.
Yeah, it's a nice job wrapping up there by Eamon Martin, senior defensive end, to meet him at the line of scrimmage, and then behind the line of scrimmage. He may have lost 6 inches.
Yeah, what do you feed a sophomore in your house, Brandon? Do you ever get a piece of chicken again?
Yeah, listen.
What's that Costco trip look like?
As quick as you can put it down, it's going right back up.
That might be the only lineman ever to reclass, because his parents want him to get to that training table.
You know, almost going to remind you, we saw the Falcons playing against him today. You remember Daniel Faletta when he was coming out a couple of years ago, a very similar body type.
When IMG went to Minnesota.
That's right. Bordeaux throwing, middle of the field. Pass caught, big hit though, but it's first down yardage. Nice completion there to Rakeith Kelly.
Best throw of the day by Bordeaux. Good catch, good hit. Hold the ball, move the chains.
Yeah, really efficient, really smooth. He's not called Aaron Gregory's name today, by the way.
Throw this in the lane right here. Good ball. Layered it right over that defender. Layered it right over 33.
Pass caught again. Dancing at the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone for a touchdown. That is Rakeith Kelly once again.
Talking about quick feet now. He called that ball a couple of moves, and he outruns them to the edge. This movement right here. He's gone. Good block by Gregory.
Scoring recap brought to you by Breda Pest Management. Yeah, we talk about James Johnson, you talk about Devin Carter, you talk about Aaron Gregory. All of a sudden, 2 consecutive catches by Rakeith Kelly, where he looked every bit the part of a playmaker.
They got him.
The extra point by David Toxtel is good. And Douglas County is now up 14-0 over Cedar Grove. Rakeith Kelly has 2 consecutive catches, and the Tigers are back in the end zone once again. Good to have you with us tonight from Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Dang, where you get this car?
You need to join the union.
The union?
Absolutely. You can get 10 of these. Union construction workers earn the highest wages with the best benefits and the most protection in the construction industry. Find your career in construction. Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and start your future today.
What happens after you graduate? Will you go to the next level? Will people have your back in the heat of the battle? Will you still train like a champion in pursuit of greatness? You will when you become an IBEW electrician. Join our team. Visit IBEW613.org.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision, our team brings it to life.
So when I got in the program, I was 18. At the time, I think the most appealing thing was, I could start out going to school and making money while I'm going to school. Not coming out in 4 or 5 years, $30,000, $40,000 in debt. That was the biggest attraction to this. I got in 3 days after graduation and hadn't looked back.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Classic is sponsored by Northside Hospital, your source of strength. The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office. Serve and protect through dedication, professionalism, and active cooperation with the community. Smart Local 85. Sheet metal is a smart move. Gatorade. Fuel tomorrow. And by Score Atlanta, your source for Georgia high school sports.
And we're back here with the kickoff after Douglas County took a 14-0 lead. Nice return going to come up here to the 34-yard line. Kick stays in bounds, and that's a chance for the Saints to get pretty good field position there.
See what quarterback they come back here with this time.
See the scoring recap. 8 plays, 40 yards. Bordeaux to Rakeith Kelly. Parham again.
Cedar Grove brings it out to about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, that's Parham back in at quarterback.
6'2" sophomore.
He's going to hand the ball off.
Fumble.
Ball came free, and it's going to be scooped up. And taking it back inside the 5-yard line is Jalen Ray. And Douglas County's making all kinds of plays right now.
It's on the deep. I didn't see the ball come out. We'll get this on the replay where it comes out. Oh, they strip it. He just took it away.
Just rip it right out.
Ripped it out of there.
Electrifying play of the half presented by IBEW Local 613. Ray's made a couple of nice plays tonight.
It was a weight room strip. He just took it away.
Yeah. There is a noticeable size difference.
It is a noticeable. It is. It is.
I think where Cedar Grove looks the best is
secondary
in pass coverage.
Yep.
They're more than holding their own in those battles right now. It's but when it comes to just the general beef or
look at those white shirts and look at those guys on the knee in front of it.
You can visually. It's just easy to. It's just noticeable to the naked eye.
But I agree. Cedar Grove definitely on the back end can hang with them.
Bordeaux going to hand it off and untouched into the end zone for a touchdown. Goes Zamarcus Lindsay. So one play after the strip and fumble recovery by Jalen Ray put him inside the 5. Douglas County scores immediately after that by Zamarcus Lindsay. Scoring recap presented by Braided Pass Management, and there is not much to recap. He will never walk into the end zone any easier than Lindsey did that time. Edwin Toxel on for his extra point. And it's good again from him. And now it's 21-0. And with that, we'll take a look at the Douglas County schedule brought to you by the Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association. As Rusty pointed out, you start looking ahead. We get a chance on our drive to the GHSA state title. Rusty, I live for these big games. A chance to do Buford and Douglas County on our airwaves. I'll take it.
You want to talk about some paint being traded. Two physical downhill football teams on 9-13. 9-6 will be a huge game. Always is with Langston.
How about the regular season finale, Douglas County against Carrollton?
Yes.
By the way, there's been some crossover between those two rosters over the course of the last couple of years a little bit too. So a little bit of extra emphasis on a game like that. As you see the Lindsey touchdown score again. It's going to be a fun season. It's going to be a really, really fun season.
Compressing the classifications makes things a lot better.
It really does.
I'm just telling you, it does. And I even like the private tournament at the end of the year. I can't wait to look and see some of those teams play.
At some point in time, you may have to sit me down and fully explain how all that's going to work.
We're not ready for that, but yeah, we'll.
But I think it could be good for sure.
Yep.
For those who don't know, as you see the kick there taken at the 5-yard line. Still running 25.
Got a little bit of lane over
now
there.
30, 40, near midfield. Nice return by DeMarcus Clements, and Clements has punted. He's had a couple of nice returns. He's played a good defensive secondary. There's nobody on either team that's doing more for his own team than Clements is right now.
Yeah, he's their guy. Seems to be right now. You look at 13-2, closes that down. Jalen Brazel, nice open field tackle.
Take a look at the Cedar Grove resume. See Roderick Moore in his first season coming over from Doherty. A guy who has been a head coach, though, at McNair, Redan in the past. Obviously, 5 state championships since 2016. In 2018, 2019, 21.
I believe they were 5-5. I believe they were 5-5 going to the playoffs.
And some of that's obviously related, as we said before, just what they do in their pre-region schedule. Ooh. I mean, Douglas County is flying to the football with bad intentions every single time. LeMacio Martin held on to that, and that is to his credit because that was a major hit.
Yeah, they ran zone right there, and he just runs right into that defender, but he held on to it.
It's also Josiah Moore back in at quarterback again. So they may be doing a little bit of a rotation here. Halfway home, second quarter. Handoff, and you can feel the thunder on every single one of these tackles. But Darian Williams came up after that one, feeling good about himself and his teammates.
Big 99.
Yeah.
99 just always nasty. Don't matter who it is. Like, he's kind of that pig pen guy. He just gets in there and gets in the mud, just kind of mucks it up.
There are a couple of numbers that you're going to be, a little bit more careful about how you give it to. 99 is definitely going to be one of those.
99, you just got to be nasty.
Moore, handoff again.
A single digit and 99, you gotta have a little something different about you.
So it's going to be 4th down now, but it's close enough that if you're Cedar Grove, you at least got to think about it.
Yeah. The way the clock's kind of running through this game pretty quickly, down 3 touchdowns.
And obviously you don't want to give the ball back to Douglas County, but when you think about chances for success, 4th and 4, that's about as good a chance to make something happen as you're going to have.
Yep.
4 receivers, 3 on the left side. Moore moves his running back over 2, and now Cedar Grove going to call a timeout. So if they were trying to coax Douglas County to something, they're not going to be able to do that. And as far as the Cedar Grove schedule goes, how about next week a Collins Hill team that you talked about before, a very surprising win?
Off week, and then they play Collins Hill.
That's right, good
team
point.
Who beat Grayson last night.
And then you take a look at on September 20th, the Douglas team that we saw be very impressive on Wednesday. And then you obviously move on after that. You know, Stevenson.
Again, they only have 9 games. You know, some of these teams, when you start trying to schedule one in January and February, they're like, we're not messing with y'all. And then the schedule's over. So they're going to be in a good region there with Stevenson, North Clayton, Riverdale, Mount Zion. I tell you what, Douglas, how impressed were we with that bunch?
That's right. And, you know, I heard, so I believe the situation here is, and if a Cedar Grove fan is watching, they can maybe correct me on this. I believe that Cedar Grove was supposed to go out of state and then chose not to. So I believe the reason why they have the week off next week is because an out-of-state game got canceled.
They have always went out of state early in the season, at least twice.
Moore had to pick the snap up off the ground, then throw it on 4th down, and it was incomplete. So good job by him just for getting it back.
Yep. And you hate that coming out of a timeout, 4th and 4, and get a botch snap.
You're watching our braided pest management score ticker rolled on underneath. As we said before, if you're looking for chances of success, only needing 4 yards is about as manageable as anything you're going to get. But they just couldn't quite get the look they wanted. Also, you know, Moore had to probably pick up a little bit of a low snap there, or just a mishandled snap, maybe. So it's not really going the Saints' way here right now.
They are playing man-to-man. Look at the coverage up top.
Cedar Grove matching up there with the pair of receivers on both sides of the offensive formation for Douglas County. Bordeaux will throw. That is a pass caught. 40, spinning to the 35-yard line. That is the first catch of the game for the outstanding Aaron Gregory, the elite junior prospect.
See him get how fast he gets up the field. Great call against man-to-man coverage. They're going to run this little tunnel screen. Get these big-bodied offensive linemen down the field. Right in front of Greg, you see bodies on body. He gets north and south for the first down.
Handoff now. Room to run down to the 28-yard line. That's Jakari Streeter again. Douglas County rotating pretty liberally with its offensive linemen here, too.
And they all look the same. Yeah. Like everybody's 6'3", 275.
Setting up a screen, and it's incomplete.
How about that play Braxton Kyle made today? Like, he read that play.
Defensive lineman from North Gwinnett. He has an interception. He gets a sack that turns into a scoop and score.
We were texting on the thread after the fourth quarter. I said, guys, we got to give him the MVP. We're not ever going to have a D lineman with a sack and interception.
Douglas County has used this formation a lot tonight. Handoff again. Plenty of room for Streeter again. Down to the 16, and it's just working. It's just working. And, you know, talk to me about this, Rusty, because I said before, Douglas County shows this formation a lot. Obviously, you have to give great respect to their receivers, but you see this in the high school game so much that when I put 3 receivers off on the formation, it just creates so many running lanes, right?
Oh, yeah. Gets guys out of the box.
Pop pass, caught, touchdown. Beautiful execution of the RPO there, and it's Aaron Gregory who's in the end zone.
Yep, that was the easy pitch and catch.
A little quiet in the first quarter, but Gregory comes alive on this drive with a couple of catches, including a score.
Yeah, they have heated up. Cedar Grove defense on the field a lot here, too, kind of.
Starting to wear down.
Yep, wearing down here late in the half.
It's also kind of, the sort of the oldest story in the book. By the way, different kicker that time for Douglas County. But it's kind of the oldest story in the book of when you set up the run, you soften up the defense, all of a sudden it becomes so much easier to throw over it after that, and that's what you're starting to see take shape there. It's all Douglas County right now.
You ever seen this? You ever seen that? You ever seen the Harlem Globetrotters live on TV? Well, now's your chance. For the first time in 40 years, the Harlem Globetrotters are showing off their skills right in your living room. Don't miss a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and don't miss whatever they call that move. The Harlem Globetrotters, live Sunday at 7, only on Atlanta's own Peachtree TV. Yeah, baby.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
Sometimes it's the little victories that mean the most. Those everyday celebrations that bring a smile to our faces and joy to our hearts. At Ingalls, we know there's no one you'd rather share those miniature, memorable moments with than family. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Okay, going back to 1.
This industry is my life. The Georgia film industry feeds my children, and it feeds my dreams, which are 2 very important things. The film community is a real vital ecosystem. You can make a living in an incredible town.
Real jobs, real impact. Support Georgia Films. Visit whygeorgia.com.
The nation's hottest sport. See what the buzz is about on Peachtree Sports Network, where the Atlanta Dream look to eclipse the Connecticut Sun. Dream Sun, Sunday at 3 on Peachtree Sports Network.
What a performance from Douglas County thus far tonight, leading 28-0 over the reigning 3A state champs in Georgia, Cedar Grove. It's been a steady diet of running plays, opening up the passing attack, and a dominant defense that has not yielded basically anything.
To me, the size in the front 7 of Douglas County has been kind of, I knew to expect. Offensive line was huge, a lot of skill players, a lot of speed outside, but defensively, their front 7 was a lot bigger in person than I thought.
It's the big, athletic linebacker, defensive end type guys right now.
Keep running out 6'2", 230 guys.
Short kick this time, fielded at the 15. And across the 20 up to the 23-yard line. That'll put Cedar Grove back on offense again. We've seen a rotation of quarterbacks, but neither have had much success. How about a sack, 3 tackles for loss, a fumble, and a total right now of -6 yards allowed by the Tigers.
That's as dominant you'll see. Again, we talked about this Cedar Grove team, a lot of turnover here, and a lot of guys starting their first ever high school football game. So this is one of those teams at the end of the year, where are they going to be in their classification in 3A football?
That's right.
Because they still got a lot of speed left on this team. You can see that. Got some size up front, too, offensively.
Josiah Moore back in at quarterback. Yeah, I mean, if it obviously continues this way, it's going to be reminiscent for me of, we saw a game at the Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Classic in Rome last year on that Friday night where, we saw Cass, and I would have thought the
timeout, Douglas County. That's their second charge timeout of the half.
The margin of victory for Rome last year against Cass was more than I expected
Especially
it to be.
Especially
the second half. And yet, by the end of the year, Cass had completely shaken off that game, and in their own classification, they played a great brand of football, made a run in the playoffs, even make the playoffs in that
Carters
region.
were on the ropes in that game there and wound up not pulling that out.
Got a huge win against Calhoun. I mean, so shaking off a Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Classic loss was a big part of their story. Obviously, Cedar Grove, if this continues, going to have a chance to do that there as well. And while we have a chance, let's remind you, we're on the search for our cheesiest fans of the game, courtesy of Porto's Cheese Dip. So snap a photo, say cheese, Make sure you use the hashtag Fiesta every day for a chance to be featured on television all season long.
Well, Prince Avenue Middle School team there, big win this week against their town rivals, North Oconee. They came in the media box there at West Forsyth talking a little smack. Hey, we won. Hey, Coach Rusty, we won yesterday. I said, well, that's kind of the rumor on the street.
It's amazing.
I don't cover 7th and 8th grade just yet, but big win for y'all.
Maybe next year we'll see when the Sheriffs come. Moore will throw. Ooh, it's a catch. Cleve Sutherland got the catch, but he was slammed down there at the 25. It's amazing how the level of high school football in the Athens area.
Timeout, Douglas County. That's their last charge timeout of the half.
So Douglas County wants the football back.
Northeast Georgia.
Yeah. But when you think about what North Oconee has become, obviously a great rivalry matchup for them last night against Oconee, and what Prince Avenue has done with all the state championships it has won.
Clark Central's coming on.
Yeah, I'll include Jefferson in that. You know, the Athens area has just really become a very impressive location for high school football.
Good quarterback play. A lot of guys over there. Last 3 or 4 years, a lot of quarterbacks that come out of that area. Tell you what, we saw Prince Avenue Christian the other night beat a team in West Forsyth. They play Mallard Creek this week out of Charlotte.
Fun matchup. We've seen Mallard Creek against Georgia teams a couple of times in recent years, and this will be a really, really interesting matchup.
What an atmosphere last night at North Oconee. It was a North Oconee County game.
Yep.
And I got text, videos.
Huge
You talking about
standing room
not
only
one
crowd,
person left in that entire town with that game. The Hog Mountain Bowl, I believe is what they call that.
I like that, right there on Hog Mountain Road. Moore will throw. That's caught near the chains, fighting for a first down and getting it. So a little bit of success there. I'm going to say his knee.
Are they going to spot that down?
Oh, I thought, okay, so they're gonna say his knee went down short of the line to gain. I thought he stayed on his feet. Let's see if we can see this again.
Yeah, he went down.
Okay.
Yep, good spot, too.
Sutherland with another catch. Cedar Grove will quickly get up and go for it on 4th.
Man, they let him get away with one there.
Gets the completion, and Cedar Grove's going to move the chains. Another catch by Cleve Sutherland. He has 3 consecutive receptions.
Like him, too.
The senior. 70 seconds to go in our half.
Got a little something here late in the half.
Kaylee Manziel, we'll hear from her again coming up in just a few seconds. Kaylee's had a long week of action.
I want to check on her if she's concussed after taking that ball to the head.
Did get hit by a football a little earlier, and that's no joke.
I told her, I said, that's part of it. Everybody's got to grow up. Everybody's got to take a lick every now and then. You got to take a hit.
I have not been hit by a football. I've been hit by a couple of players, but never a football. Shannon Collier getting a chance to run the ball right there. Moore, another completion. This time to LeMacio Martin. Martin's got first down yardage again. So best drive of the day for Cedar Grove here right now, but only 20 seconds remaining in the half.
They call timeout? Yeah, they got bringing water on the field. Clock ran 6 or 7 seconds.
Yeah, so the clock is still running. I think they're going to put this back at 20, I believe. So the Cedar Grove coaching staff not happy about something here. I don't know if they're going to feel like they got shortchanged some time or what. We'll show you more about that in a second. While we have a second here, though, let's remind you that you can switch your termite protection to Breda Pest Management, and your rate's going to be locked in for 10 years. If live termites are ever found, Breda's going to retreat, fix the damage, and honor the rest of your contract, all for free. Breda, they handle bugs and critters. Great to have you here tonight. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, coming up on the conclusion of our first half, where it's been all Douglas County. So Cedar Grove called timeout, but somehow lost 11 seconds in the process.
I mean, they called timeout. The girls were coming on the field with the water and lost 11 seconds.
Something about that.
And nobody's arguing.
Well, the Cedar Grove sideline was unhappy for a while, but they
lost.
They lost.
Man.
The streak of the officials not changing their mind.
That's a pretty rough rule. Call timeout, lose 11 seconds.
Yeah, I don't quite know how that happened.
So we're 17. Okay, they gained some back.
Okay, they did. Okay, so that's a little closer to what I thought it was probably supposed to be. Moore going to crank it up and throw. Pretty good arm from him here. And it's caught.
He caught it.
How about that? Another catch by Cleve Sutherland. This one a beautiful over-the-shoulder reception in between two defenders.
And look how long that senior wide receiver is. That's about 4 catches this drive, and he splits defenders right there to track that ball down.
I mean, that was a thing of beauty right there. Moore clocks it with 7 seconds left.
You got to take a shot at the end zone here.
I think you just absolutely have to. That was gorgeous. Let's watch this again.
Watch him split these. Good ball.
Yeah, he threw it well.
That's everything he had. Watch him come right through these two defenders.
I mean, you couldn't put that in there any better. That's really
Great
well done.
Ball. See, Sutherland, though, he's top of the screen here. I would imagine he's going to get a ball here in the back of this corner.
Yeah, he has been the guy on this drive.
Let's see if they like this matchup. Up top.
Collier remains in as the tailback. Cedar Grove bunched offensively here. Martin in motion. Strike quick.
Got lucky.
Saves themselves a possession. You're right. They were trying to do something quick to give themselves another chance. When you put the ball in the air against this Douglas County defense, you're lucky if it falls to the ground.
Yeah, they come in motion there and try to run that slant in behind it. And Douglas County linebacker stepped right in that lane, almost picked that. Almost, to me, you got to throw one up and see if your guy can out-athlete the defender here.
I mean, he just went into double coverage and got one.
Yeah.
You got to give him another chance to do that. With 4 seconds left, you would presume this is the final play of the half.
See if they motion away. See if they motion 5.
Sutherland is the top receiver on the left side of the formation here. Martin goes in motion again. They're going to look his way. Going to give him a chance. And a flag came in. He drew the PI.
Yep, so they went into half there.
So we'll have an untimed down here coming up. And I don't know what our record is for catches on a possession, but Cleve Sutherland's going to be pretty close to the most we've seen on any one possession since you and I have been doing these games together.
Pass interference, defense. Half the distance to the goal, replay the down, 1 untimed down.
I go again.
You got to.
I go again. I mean, there's no.
You have no other choice.
They got
you
man-to-man across the board here, but this is your guy.
You must throw to 17. That's what the world wants to see. Look at that. He almost made that.
Almost made that, yep.
Untimed down.
Yep.
Same situation. Martin in motion. Going to look the other way this time.
Didn't like it.
Yeah, the result
you got to make him throw it too far right there.
It's a long throw. It's given the Douglas County defense a chance to fly to the ball, something they do so well. But maybe, perhaps, a little bit of a spark for Cedar Grove and some confidence to go into the locker room and back to the third quarter with. However, the story has been Douglas County. They're up 28-0, sending a message to the rest of 6A. Halftime coming up.
Introducing Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One with pico and creamy chipotle ranch, and the other with bacon and avocado ranch. Chicken experts since 1990. Taco experts since now. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
Georgia Sheet Metal JETC provides apprentices with free training and careers that are stable and essential to the operation of the modern world. Both craft jobs and management positions offer lucrative pay with benefits as well as the stability of a growing industry. Skilled journeymen in the sheet metal industry are essential to our community now and in the future. Learn more about free technical training with no student debt at our website, careersinsheetmetal.com.
We saw some squirrels were trying to get into the attic. I hear those squirrels still scampering through because I didn't go through those services initially.
Our job is to go up there and figure out where they're getting in and trap and remove and get those unwanted guests out. But then the next big step is not just seal the entry point where the critter got in, but seal the entire roof line. The most common mistake is only sealing the entry point you see.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One's smothered with creamy chipotle ranch, and one's got avocado ranch with bacon. Chipotle, avocado. Chipotle, avocado. Deciding is hard, so just get both. Woo, saucy. Zaxby's.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Classic is sponsored by the Mechanical Trades Institute, the best kept secret everyone should know about. Sports Turf. You bring the vision, we'll bring it to life. The Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association. CareersInSheetMetal.com. Building a solid future. Deer Park. Visit DeerParkWater.com to nominate your team for the Deer Park Team of the Week all season long. And by the Georgia Army National Guard. Live here, serve here, work here.
And welcome all to our halftime show brought to you by Sports Turf. I'm Kaylee Mansell, and I'm joined by Dave Hunter. You may know him from the Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Classic. Dave, I do have to ask, it's only been 2 years since your name has been added. Is it still weird when you look up and you see Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter?
It is weird. It's a big honor.
Yes.
And a responsibility, but Corky was such an icon that I feel very privileged.
I'm sure he would be proud of you in the way you carry on his legacy.
So. I certainly hope he would.
So
he was a great friend.
When you started out doing these games, it only started as a doubleheader, and now we've expanded to more than double-digit games. Talk about the expansion over the years. What was the decision-making process into bringing in more teams?
Well, it was once we kind of felt like we saturated the Georgia Dome and the Mercedes-Benz now, you know, we started a Friday night game and it expanded and went so well. We had a lot of teams that wanted to play because it is a prestigious event. So we expanded to a Thursday night. Then IJ got in it with us with television. Television made it a bigger event. And so we expanded to a Wednesday night, and that turned out great. So now we have a lot of smaller teams that can't afford to play at Mercedes-Benz that can do that at Kell or at West Forsyth or at Rome. And it's been really, really good marriage for all of those teams and all those schools. We're excited about the future. We've got a lot of things going on with digitally and, you know, with streaming. So we'll see where all this goes.
Well, this prestigious event couldn't happen without the amazing sponsors that we have. What's it been like partnering with not just the unions and the trades, but everyone who helps this event come together?
Well, we've had great partners through the years. Our title sponsor now is Randy Beal with CareersConstruction.com, and our signature sponsors, local IBEW 613. Our presenting sponsor is Northside Hospital. Ed Shaddix has helped us tremendously with that. But, you know, we've got Zaxby's helps us, and we've got a lot of other people. MTI, SMACNA, I'm sure I'm going to forget somebody, and I apologize. But all of those people step up. What they're really doing is helping the young people to be able to play in a great event, get the exposure for television, because we have an awful lot of scholarships that come out of this game. We had a kid when Brookwood played Tequila in the COVID year. We had a kid that had moved in from Baltimore playing for Brookwood. Nobody knew him. By the end of the night, he had 5 scholarship offers, including Michigan, Michigan State, and Georgia.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing the good things that have happened from this event. And the number one priority for this event is to exposure for the players, and for the players have a positive experience playing football in a great facility.
It's amazing that the state of Georgia can put something like this on, because high school football is so important here. Do you ever have people from other states reach out to you about laying the blueprint for something like this?
We have. I've had extensive talks with Alabama and Tennessee, and they just got to get the right kind of venue. You know, not everybody's Atlanta, Georgia.
Right.
So Alabama's got Legion Field, but it's outside. It's a different venue. Part of the attractiveness of the Corky Kell is Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So like I told you earlier, we got kids that are going to be able to say, I played where they had the Super Bowl. That's pretty special.
Well, Dave, none of it would be possible without you. You are what makes it so special.
Thank
It's
you.
always a pleasure to be able to share the air with you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, guys, we have more coming up right after the break here on the Sports Turf Halftime Show.
I'm Judge Hatchett, and I am here to tell you that when tragedy strikes, you need our experienced law firm.
Hiring the wrong attorney can get you a lower settlement than you deserve, and that's a fact.
That's why you need the Lions of Stewart Miller Simmons trial attorneys on your case.
If you or a loved one has suffered a personal injury or wrongful death,
Call us at 404 Law Firm or smstrial.com.
Set the record. The biggest WNBA game in Atlanta history. The Atlanta Dream look to even the score against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Get your tickets to the biggest Dream game of the year and see why the WNBA is taking the nation by storm. Don't be left out when State Farm sells out. Monday, August 26th. Grab the hottest ticket in town now at dream.wnba.com.
Here's to the legends of the game who paved the way for the stars of today.
Get out of his way!
Origin Sports showcases sports history that is as relevant today as it was in the past. We deliver the stars, stories, moments, and games that define the very essence of sports.
Touchdown! Take on! Hammer time!
Because when you celebrate the past, you embrace the future. Origin Sports. Run it back.
Make yourself known now! 831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Welcome back to the Sports Turf Halftime Show. It is time for our halftime guest presented by the Georgia Army National Guard. I am joined by First Sergeant Dan Campbell of the National Guard. You guys have been upstairs talking to people. I know the relationship between y'all and high school sports is so important, but why is it important?
Well, with the high school sports, they have a lot of the same things in common that we do. The teamwork, the drive, the constant, having to try, get back up.
Yeah.
Injury here or there, walk it off and keep going. But it's just that internal drive that they have really kind of goes well with the military.
I think a lot of people are similar with the GI Bill that helps service members pay for school. Does the National Guard offer something similar?
We do. So there's a bunch of different three different kinds of programs for the GI Bill. National Guard has one specific for reserve component soldiers. But we also have great benefits within the state of Georgia. You've got the service cancel loan, through Georgia Student Finance. You can look that up. And then we also have full ride scholarships to University of North Georgia, to Georgia Military College, and a few other select programs out there. So,
I think someone I talked to earlier said it best, that y'all are a civilian army. Your neighbors could be members and you would never know because a lot of you work multiple jobs. How feasible is it to be a part of the National Guard and still have another job?
yeah, that's absolutely right. So a typical National Guard soldier, we expect them to be in school, to pick up a trade, to have a regular job in the civilian sector, and also be in the National Guard at the same time. It's another way to give back to the community and still be part of it, and still be able to wear the uniform and take care of our benefits as well.
If anyone at home is interested in joining, where can they find out more information at?
NationalGuard.com/Georgia.
Crushed it.
I heard that was been messed up a couple times.
It's the simplest things that always get everyone, but you did a
We're used to the QR codes.
Thank you so much for your service, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
All right, guys, coming up right after this, we're going to talk to Score Atlanta President I.J. Rosenberg.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off. Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at georgiaconstructioncareers.com.
What happens after you graduate? Will you go to the next level? Will people have your back in the heat of the battle? Will you still train like a champion in pursuit of greatness? You will when you become an IBEW electrician. Join our team. Visit IBEW613.org.
Are you interested in becoming a deputy or a jailer? The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office is hiring and looking for individuals passionate about protecting and serving their community. If you are 18 years or older, join our team by visiting gogcso.com for more information. Gwinnett County, together we can make a difference.
For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
Halftime show brought to you by Sports Turf. I'm Kelly Mansell, and I'm joined by the president of Score Atlanta, I.J. Rosenberg. I.J., we started on Wednesday with Game 1. Now we're here at halftime of the last game. What does it feel like to know that this whole thing is coming to an end?
Well, you know, it's interesting because I think that of all the Corky Kells that we've done, there's been 33 of them.
Yeah.
This sort of the approach here and the broadness of the teams. You know, we were just talking about the Douglas County Band, which is just fantastic. It's just been a lot of fun. And, you know, we've been doing the Down syndrome kids as honorary captains, which has been a great, I think, addition to what we're doing with Corky Kell. But it's been a lot of fun. And, you know, unfortunately for Cedar Grove, you know, they lost their coach and a lot of kids left. But, you know, these kids are trying hard.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Douglas County is really talented. They could be, I don't know that they're the best team in the state, but they certainly could be the most talented.
Yeah, definitely by the end of the season anyway, things could change. But I do want to take a second to highlight, we're going to have another Corky Kell event in October, and that's going to be the Corky Kell flag football. What was the decision to get into that? And isn't it crazy to see how Georgia has embraced girls flag football?
Well, it's amazing, and it's a shame for you and for my daughters.
I think about it all the time.
Yeah, that they didn't get a chance y'all didn't get a chance to play. But we've made the decision that we're going to take a deep dive into girls flag, as well as, more of the, girls sports. But certainly girls flag with the Corky Kell in October. It's a Wednesday night at West Forsyth. We've got 8 great teams, a couple of former state champions or defending state champions. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. It's going to be interesting watching your dad call a flag game. So but it's going to be fun, and we really look forward to it. Put the girls on television as well.
I want to extend the same question to you that I asked Dave. This event would not be made possible without all of our amazing partners that we get to work with that help us put this event on. You get to work with them almost every single day, always having phone calls. Just what's the relationship between Score Atlanta, Corky Kell, Dave Hunter Classic, and then all of the partners that help put this on?
Well, Randy Beal and GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and Kenny Mullins of IBEW and the National Guard and Northside Hospital. I mean, we're just so fortunate. We could never do this, without the help of, Kenny and especially Randy. I mean, Randy's going to be here in a few minutes. He built this desk.
Yes.
I mean, his people built this desk. And we need people like, we need Northside Hospital, and we need the National Guard, and there's just so many more of them, because there's no way that we could put this event on without them, and it's been great. It's just, and it continues to evolve, and they continue to not only partner with us for Corky Kell, but a lot of the other events that we do.
All right, last thing. I know it seems crazy to think because we do 10 games here, but we will do a regular Friday night game, 1 a week starting next week. What can you tell us to expect about the Friday night games that we're going to do?
Well, we got a great one
this?
coming up for the Great Atlanta Bash. I mean, we've got Mill Creek going over to Norcross.
Yes.
Of course, Norcross, Keith Beluchis beat his son. They played against each other last night. Norcross beat Lanier. But it's going to be a great game. We got a lot of great games on the schedule. We really do. And, it's going to all, just continue throughout. We've got the Great Atlanta Bash, and then we got 14 weeks, of really good football. 10 weeks, the final 10 weeks of the regular season, and then the 4 weeks of playoffs. So we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so if you didn't get enough this week, you can make sure to check us back out on the Peachtree Sports Network next Friday. With that, IJ, thank you for being here. Thank you for putting on this amazing event. It couldn't happen.
Well, and great job to you and the whole crew, Roddy White in the truck, and, of course, Graham David leading the score team, and Ashley, of course, producing, and Rusty and Brandon and Matt and Chris Millman and Najee. It takes an army to do this.
It truly does. All right, guys, with that, the second half is about to start, so you're going to want to stay right where you're at. This is the Halftime Show brought to you by Sports.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
Opportunity is knocking. At Coolray, we've proudly been the leaders serving Atlanta since 1966. And now, we're offering a game-changing career opportunity for you, including industry-leading benefits and scheduling, incredible work-life balance, perks for you and your family, and so much more. Set yourself up for career success by working with the best. Browse opportunities and apply online at coolray.com/careers.
You ever seen this? You ever seen that? You ever seen the Harlem Globetrotters live on TV? Well, now's your chance. For the first time in 40 years, the Harlem Globetrotters are showing off their skills right in your living room. Don't miss a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and don't miss whatever they call that move. The Harlem Globetrotters, live Sunday at 7, only on Atlanta's own Peachtree TV. Yeah, baby.
Washington Media Scholars Foundation, proudly celebrating over 15 years of empowering college students through scholarships, career opportunities, and industry connections. Compete for over $150,000 in scholarships and an all-expense-paid networking trip to Washington, D.C. Connect with top media companies, enhance your media skills, and advance your career. Visit mediascholars.org to learn more.
The nation's hottest sport. See what the buzz is about on Peachtree Sports Network, where the Atlanta Dream look to eclipse the Connecticut Sun. Dream, Sun, Sunday at 3 on Peachtree Sports Network.
Oh my gosh.
World Chase Tag is the Pro League tournament for the planet's most intense new game, which takes the art of being hunted down to a whole new level. It is relentless and fiercely intense, with a chaser having just 20 seconds to get a hand on an invader.
He's done it! He has done it!
And there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
Tuesdays at 7 on Peachtree Sports Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Halftime here where Douglas County, number 4 team in the 6A classification, is up 28-0 right now over Cedar Grove, the reigning champs from 3A and ranked number 9 in the 3A classification. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel. We'll give you a little bit of a look back here at where all of this, what all transpired here through the first 2 quarters. We'll start with some stats here and take a look at those, and then we'll show you some first half highlights there as well. A lot to like if you are a Tigers fan here today. Passing yards somewhat equal here, but the story is the fact that Douglas County found a lot of success on the ground. They didn't give up anything. In fact, they took some away. How about -6 rushing for Cedar Grove there in the first half?
Yeah, they had right there toward the end, you look at Cedar Grove, they found some momentum, throwing the ball a little bit. Really surprising the time possession. I mean, Cedar Grove held the ball a little bit, just unable to sustain drives. Little plays hit them back and forth there. You look at the penalties kind of there. Listen, obviously we know what we're facing if we're Cedar Grove against Douglas County, but we want to put something on tape we can build off of. And Brandon, I like what I saw of that last drive. Kind of quick game, throw the ball to a playmaker.
I think you're exactly right. Let's go look at the first half highlights here. And obviously one of the great traditions for our Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic.
Oh, this is awesome.
Honorary captains there at the beginning. You always
see
love
IJ holding the baby right there. IJ's holding 2 babies.
Yeah, IJ Rosenberg right there in the midst of all of that. That's a wonderful thing to be able to see. And if you're a Douglas County fan, this was a wonderful thing to be able to see as well. How about James Johnson from the Wildcat, or you can call it a Wild Tiger if you want to. Whatever name you give it, it was a touchdown to get the scoring started for Douglas County.
Yeah, this is kind of where they took things over. Best ball of the night, I thought, layered right there by DJ Bordeaux. And the coverage a little bit. And I kind of got Douglas County got going. Slow first couple of series. Look at that jumbo package. That's a lot of meat on that right side over there.
Yeah, it was Rakeem Kelly who had that catch there. And then you're talking about it as a Marcus Lindsay touchdown run. He just went in basically untouched right there. And our highlights continuing here, brought to you by MTI, the Mechanical Trades Institute.
They'll show it again because they blew him off the ball worthy enough to run twice.
Just Lindsay, just incredibly dominant there on that. And of course, as we said before, those halftime highlights brought to you by the Mechanical Trades Institute, and we'll get ready to get things started back here again with our third quarter.
I had somebody hit me on X at halftime and said, "Hey, I would like to see Douglas County and North Gwinnett."
That would be fun.
Especially down the line.
Yeah, I mean, let's see if North Gwinnett's still here. We'll bring him back out of here when this is all said and done. We'll do game 5.
Woo. I do want to say this again. I mean, you mentioned it earlier. You know, big kind of props, man, to Cass and Callaway. Going through what they went through last night, kind of out of everybody's hands. 2 coaches that we certainly think the world of in Pete Wiggins and Steve Gates.
Absolutely.
At some point tonight, they played somewhere. We need to find out where, but kind of went through that. And they just
I saw some highlights. I couldn't tell where it was, but I saw there were some highlights from the game.
Yeah, just sitting around and having to wait, man. It just would not leave. It would not leave. My man, unless he got some shorts on. He got some Umbros on. That's a lot of knee right there for a kicker.
That is a lot of knee being shown off there.
Man, I'm so old school. I don't even know what my head coach would think if somebody walked out with that. That's what you wore on Thursday for Shells.
I mean,
that was Shell.
Like, it's been a long time since the players have worn the knee pads. He's barely got any room for thigh pads at that point.
Oh, man, I'm so old.
I will say this about last night's game. You know, I love what we do, and I was really looking forward to that game. Like, when the Lightning just would not – if those of you don't know, we had weather cancellation essentially last night. Yeah. Or is it really a postponement because the game was played tonight, just not on television, between Cass and Callaway. When that Lightning wouldn't stop, I was just so disappointed. I mean, I was there. I think you and I both were kind of there for the long haul. It's like whatever time the game starts, we'd be fine. Now, I know for the teams themselves, they can't necessarily operate that way. But when it got to be, you know, after 10 o'clock and the Lightning still wouldn't stop, knowing Callaway had such a long drive to get back home.
Yeah.
Just such a disappointment last night. And as you said, everybody handled it as classy a manner as could be handled.
Longtime Rome PA announcer John McClellan, had he not brought that pound cake from his wife, I don't think we'd have made it last night.
That's one of those things, you know, it's the little stuff, and every time we go to Rome, as you said, the great longtime PA announcer there always brings the pound cake from his wife, and you know, it's just those small, like, hometown touches that makes the travels we do all season long. I just love it so much. I just do. I ate 2 pieces last night. Not proud of that. But
listen, and we had 2 grown man pieces.
Real pieces.
I mean, real grown. We had Douglas County O-line pieces last night. I can tell you that. They were approved by those guys.
Oh, my gosh.
Shout out to IJ Rosenberg to putting this on. A lot of stuff going on with those guys. Had to make a decision last night, a tough decision, but couldn't do it without those guys for sure.
You're going to see Clements here get another chance at a return. You'll sleep good tonight.
Yes.
And I'll say this about IJ too, as Cedar Grove gets ready to go on offense and get the second half. I don't think people realize the challenge associated with all of these games in such a quick succession. The fact that on Friday, you know, it was originally supposed to be 3 games, but 2 different locations. Yes. When you're, you know, at Hebron Christian to begin the afternoon, and then you're at, obviously, Barron Stadium, at least what was anticipated being games at Barron Stadium. You know, the multiple locations, the multiple crews, the fact that, you know, we're set up inside the booth, but then Kaylee and her team are down there, you know, on the field. You know, to make all of this run and run as smoothly as it does is really an amazing thing.
Got some guys running out on the field here. Referee. Oh, they're getting a chain. We don't have the chains.
Okay.
So it gives me time to say what I want to say. Roddy White and our producer, Roddy White, our TV crew, Graham David, all of our guys that are behind the scenes, they had to start load in this morning at 5 a.m.
Amazing.
After breaking down Rome last night. Yeah. I mean, you have to break down Rome and then come here. And I actually went up to Graham David. I said, Graham, did you get any sleep? He said, Rusty, man, it was great. I got 2.5. I feel great. You know, and he was dead serious. Like, he was happy to steal 2.5 hours. So when you start talking about watching high school football, and our TV crew, our production crew, our support staff, Score Atlanta employees, everybody started here this morning at 5 a.m. loading in equipment and getting the trucks ready for this.
Quite a scene here as the chain gets put in place.
I mean, listen, I love New Age football, but nobody had the chains.
Quite a scene here as that gets put in place.
Do like NFL now, put that GPS chip in the ball and just go on with it. Nothing can go wrong there. A computer marking a football.
The great Dusty Rhodes once said, have your job taken by a computer. Unfortunately, if you're the chain gang, you can't get out here to start the third quarter.
Hard times,
Maybe
baby.
the chip is coming at that
hard
point.
times.
As the pass is not able to be held onto there. That was Martin again. LeMacio Martin, the intended target.
Love the play ball coming out of the backfield there. Lined him up in the backfield, snuck him out, tried to get him on a little wheel route on the sidelines. And you have to think Cedar Grove at halftime took what they finished the half off and said, look, guys, this is what we're doing well. This is what we're going well. Let's see if we can just play this series by series. Very important for them to score right here or get some offensive momentum again.
You got Clements wearing number 0. That's all at the bottom of your screen. You kind of wonder if you get him involved here at some point in time. He's done everything else. Empty backfield for Moore. Moore going to look left. It's a pass complete. That's
6.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell the number.
That's Deshaun Hendricks who got that catch.
Or is that 8?
I believe that's, yes, Deshaun Hendricks.
Yeah. They had that jerseys rolled up.
Brings up third down and 7.
28-0 is our score. Douglas County on top.
It actually was 8.
Yeah.
Watson, Kyle Watson.
Third and 7. Douglas County hints at pressure, then drops back. Now it's a throw. They did try to get Clements involved. That's going to be 4th down. So you like the route. Pretty good throw by Moore, other than the fact that it's maybe a step behind Clements. But, I mean, over the course of this game, now the score, we're not going to pretend that it's not a lopsided score right now, but over the course of this game, Cedar Grove is getting a little closer to figuring something out with the passing offense.
Yeah, quick game, getting the ball out of his hands. You can't block him up front and get the ball out in space. Let your guys make plays.
Now, what's interesting about that offensive sequence for Cedar Grove is Cleve Sutherland, who had a remarkable possession to close out the first half and almost had a touchdown and had a very long reception, did not see a target there on that possession. So a little bit of interesting there as DeMarcus Clements sends a punt out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Let me
30 yards overall.
Let me caution everybody that's on this Cedar Grove schedule watching them. The speed is not gone in person.
Yeah, the athletes.
It's not gone in person, so don't get too happy about the size may not be there what we are accustomed to with them up front.
Yeah, so if you've got the same size that Douglas County has, then you feel okay about that.
Yeah, well, that's not many.
Well, it's not going to be many teams.
Yeah.
But as we said, I mean, I've liked what I've seen from the Cedar Grove secondary today. You're starting to see a little bit
Got some
happening
guys
with
at wide out.
with the wide receiver position. And I would say that Josiah Moore, the quarterback here, the junior, has thrown a couple of very nice balls today.
Yeah, so don't let this fool you on this bunch the entire year, because I'm telling you now in person, they definitely are covering some grass.
And listen, there are not a lot of 3A teams that would openly volunteer to go play the number 4 team in 6A.
Yeah.
To begin a season like this.
Ball down, ball out.
The ball come free.
Left to the beanbag.
Yeah, looks like Cedar Grove has got it.
There we go.
How about that for
first play?
Juwan Smith, the linebacker for the Saints, who comes up with that football on the very first play of the half. So maybe Douglas County a little bit sleepwalking here to begin it this third quarter. Let's see what happened here.
Just came out of his hands.
Yeah, just came out of Bordeaux's hands. He was just knocked it out himself, really. And Juwan Smith is there to get it. So best opportunity, essentially, of the ball game for Cedar Grove here. They'll have 3 receivers on the right side. Sutherland is the receiver on the left. However, they looked away from him.
Oh, he had him. Oh, he had him. Man, he had him. Johnson clears out because of that receiver running basically a flare route, bubble, and the tunnels, the little slant in behind him was there, and he just missed him. But 2 voided that area, and he made the right read. He just wasn't accurate enough to complete it, but, man, they had him.
Instead, it'll be 2nd and 10. Collier is the running back. Once again, Sutherland, who's been the hot hand at receiver, is, I guess you call him the X-receiver there on the left side. Collier may have moved forward, but they don't call it. Sutherland gets the catch, and he shows a little strength there, wrestling his way to the 30-yard line.
Yep.
Down to the 30, so pick up a 4 for him. Actually, they don't give him quite that much. Brings up third down. Sutherland may have gotten shortchanged in that spot just a bit. 4 receivers now. 3rd and 9. Moore takes the snap. Looking, sideline.
Is that?
A lot of contact, but no call. Maceo Martin was the intended receiver there. So Cedar Grove dangerously close to not doing anything with this turnover. 4th and 9. Any thought to pinning him deep here?
No. I'm going to take my shots on this side of the field. I just am. You know, I'm not. Well, what do you get?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough for sure.
Yeah.
Keep your eye on Sutherland. That's number 17. They creep an extra guy to the line of scrimmage.
Gotta hurry. Oh,
Yeah,
man, I didn't get it off.
Yeah.
They call timeout. Yeah. Had some.
Hate to have to use one of those on your first possession, but better that than 4th and 14.
One of my best Johnny White stories. He was at Creekside, co-owner of
Timeout, Cedar Grove.
Been a co-owner of an MVP camps now with Chad Simmons for 13, 14 years.
What? Yes.
We were in a camp down in Valdosta on a Saturday morning, and Johnny White rented a bus with about 35 kids and drove 35 kids from Creekside High School down to come work out that day.
It's great.
And I remember telling one of the coaches, I said, hey, there's a team from Atlanta going to bring a whole bus full of kids down. And he's like, what are you talking about? And they pulled up, and he's like, we're here.
You know,
that tells you the little things about him.
Well, just some of, like you said, the small actions that demonstrate, you know, some guys and their love for the sport and the love they extend to the players who play the sport. Like, that's really meaningful. And, I mean, obviously these coaches have such an outsized impact on the lives of the players they're around. And that's just an example of, you know, it's almost like a thankless task, right? But it's the kind of thing you do to get the exposure for the players or just get them a little more time around the sport or just because you just think it's the right thing to do. That's why I have so much respect for these Georgia high school football coaches, because there's a lot of that kind of stuff that nobody ever, if you weren't in the platform you have, no one would even know about that. And coaches do that kind of thing all the time. So now 4th and 9. See if Moore can find some time here to get a throw off, because when he's had time, he's made a couple of nice ones today.
17th top.
Hendricks goes in motion. Going to look towards the sideline, and that one never had much of a chance. Douglas County was all over it. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Jalen Brazel thought he was supposed to have an interception there, but they're going to say he's out of bounds. Either way, though, Douglas County is going to take over the football here, leading 28-0. And so with that, we'll also take a quick timeout here and see the Tigers on offense for the second time here in this third quarter. Right after this.
It's hot at Matthews Kia of Cartersville, so we are having a hot sales event. We have great selections of 2024 and 2025 new vehicles. Lease the 2025 Kia Carnival LX $429 for 24 months, the 2024 Kia Sportage LX $289 for 24 months, or the 2024 Kia Telluride S just $379 for 24 months. Hurry, because prices are in your favor right now. Don't forget, Matthews Kia of Cartersville is home to the lifetime warranty. Come see us today. All roads lead to Matthews Kia of Cartersville.
Set the record. The biggest WNBA game in Atlanta history. The Atlanta Dream looked to even the score against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Get your tickets to the biggest Dream game of the year and see why the WNBA is taking the nation by storm. Don't be...
Okay, going back to 1.
This industry is my life. The Georgia film industry feeds my children, and it feeds my dreams, which are two very important things. The film community is a real vital ecosystem. You can make a living in it in an incredible town.
Real jobs, real impact. Support Georgia Films. Visit whygeorgia.com.
Here's to the legends of the game who paved the way for the stars of today.
Get out of his way!
Origin Sports showcases sports history that is as relevant today as it was in past. We deliver the stars, stories, moments, and games that define the very essence of sports.
Touchdown! Take on hammer time!
Because when you celebrate the past, you embrace the future. Origin Sports. Run it back.
And we are back, and you see a great look there at the television broadcast booth here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Best seat in the house, if you will. Brandon Adams and Rusty Manziel.
I don't have it in me, man. I don't have enough to give me that vertical leap to show you on TV. That's a great TV booth. This is as good as it gets.
It really is. You just get such a wonderful perspective on the action that's taking place. You see Bordeaux back at quarterback again. Transfer from Alpharetta High School. His team leads 28-0. He will throw quick towards the sideline. That is caught. And up to the 39-yard line goes Devin Carter.
We had a chance to watch Devin Carter work out at the Under Armour camp this spring, and he was impressive, man. In that setting, how fast he was. He ran 4.42, I believe. I think he was the fastest. I think he was the top 10 fastest guys in the country at that camp circuit.
Leading receiver for Cedar Grove, ironically enough, a year ago. Throwing again, pass caught again. It's Carter again. And he's into Saint territory there at the 45-yard line. Pickup of 16 yards.
Into Saints territory. Ball is spotted at the 45.
Yep, Dad.
First and 10.
Former Florida State wide receiver.
That's right, Dexter Carter. One of a couple of Seminole legacies we've seen here today. Obviously, Chauncey Davis, the defensive back from North Gwinnett, his father also.
Yeah.
And then the Atlanta Falcons. Bordeaux with time to throw into coverage. It's incomplete and had a chance to be intercepted. And another example of what we said is Cedar Grove has been at its best today in coverage, including McCaden Smith right there.
Yeah. They are Cedar Grove on the back end for sure. You're going to have to earn it if you want to try to throw the ball through the air. This is an extremely talented Douglas County team.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
So, not, if we're nitpicking here, not the crispest, the most crisp, I guess the way to say that.
Yeah.
But not the most crisp start for Douglas County here. Fumble on their first possession. You know, penalty here. Obviously, the drive is still ongoing, so they may score, but not quite the same level.
Yeah, fumble on the first play, and Johnny White, he's a guy that wants 4 quarters of getting after it.
Bordeaux now will run, find some room, and a block, and still on his feet, down the sideline. Flags come in, though. This one appears to be coming back.
He showed some wheels there.
He did. 26 offers for Bordeaux as a 3-star. He's got Auburn, Arkansas, so this is a quarterback prospect in his own right.
Oh, yeah.
Threw for 2,466 yards last year, 26 touchdowns, just 5 picks for Alpharetta. Obviously a very different.
Yeah, they got a hold right there on 74.
Illegal block in the back. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Hot Mike.
Repeats down.
Yeah, he closed some grass there.
Yeah. Obviously, that Alpharetta team, very different looking team that Bordeaux played with than it is now. Even Barbour now at Milton. Saw them lose to Houston County today. Central Georgia's going to be fun this year. A lot of teams in the same region.
Man,
Obviously, Perry's the reigning state champs in 4A.
I'm telling you. I think South Georgia, from Macon down, which is middle Georgia, don't get on me on X.
So you better be careful.
Dude, listen, I've always said Macon, South Georgia, and I just get absolutely just roasted. But I'll say middle Georgia. So you go from middle Georgia, Macon down. That football has picked back up. It is a lot. Colquitt, Camden, Coffee, different, you know, you're always going to have Fitzgerald, all those schools.
See Bordeaux throwing towards the sideline. That is a strike, and it's complete. Down the 25-yard line. That's Dre Redding, and a seed thrown by Bordeaux. You mentioned, you know, like, if you're going to go to, like, Region 1 6A, you know, last night, nice night for Elias Williams.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. The kid has never played in a spread offense.
That's see, that's what's fun for me is that Camden County this year is going to look so different in the post-Jeff Herron era, and Elias Williams could really be the beneficiary of that. Bordeaux now going to throw back, complete there on the wide receiver screen to Aaron Gregory, and Gregory just easily gets down to the 13-yard line.
That's where they stress you so much. They got so much talent on both sides of the field. You can't key on one receiver. You miss a tackle. These guys take it to the house, explosive.
This is also something you and I talk about a lot is that the name of the game is who can create the easiest throwing opportunities.
Yes.
And, you know, on a little comeback screen like that for Gregory, that's a fairly easy throw for a quarterback like Bordeaux to make, and it's 16 yards.
He makes that 99 out of 100.
Bordeaux now throwing again.
That was a dart.
And it's into the end zone for a touchdown. Rockheath Kelly gets his second of the night, and Douglas County answers back after we had suggested that maybe a little sloppy to begin the third quarter. Well, guess what? They get on their horse and they ride all the way into the end zone.
This is a dart right here. Watch him get this ball out of his hand. It has some juice on that. Look at that.
Yeah, it really did. Now 34-0 with the extra point pending. And the kick will make it 35. And the Tigers of Douglas County are sending quite a message to the rest of 6A here right now. We'll be right back.
Dang, where you get this car?
You need to join the union.
The union?
Absolutely. You can get 10 of these.
Union construction workers earn the highest wages with the best benefits and the most protection in the construction industry. Find your career in construction. Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and start your future today.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their athletic abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision. Our team brings it to life.
Mechanical contractors in Georgia need workers that are highly skilled and reliable to maintain quality and efficiency in their projects. The Mechanical Trades Institute is an apprenticeship program that trains pipe fitters, plumbers, welders, and mechanical service technicians for our contractors to exceed the expectations of our customers. Visit our website to learn more about training at the Mechanical Trades Institute.
GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic is sponsored by Georgia's Rome, where the rivers meet and the mountains begin. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Seatbelts save lives. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety reminds you to buckle up before every trip. The Georgia Elite Classic, Georgia's largest all-star games. And by Breda Pest Management, the official pest control of Atlanta.
We are back. You see our Breda Pest Management scoring summary 7 plays, 67 yards. Bordeaux throws into Rockheath Kelly. Second touchdown of the night for Kelly. And it's 35-0. Douglas County on top here right now. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel. Kaylee Manziel from our host position.
Don't let her be late for work on Monday.
I know that.
That Dog Nation is on time, 15 minutes early is the way I've taught her.
That's exactly right. If you're on time, you're late.
That's right.
She might tell a different story than me, unfortunately. DeMarcus Clements, another return from him. And as I said before, no one's done more tonight than Clements has.
Yes.
Played a nice job in the secondary. He's been the punter. He's been a kick returner. They've almost gotten him going at the receiver position a couple times.
Clemens, one, Smith playing both ways. I like him at corner, defensive back. Kyle Watson, number 8.
I like LeMacio Martin, the receiver.
Got some size up front, especially on offensive line. That's where they're using their guys mostly.
And there was a rotation at quarterback earlier, but it's sort of been Josiah Moore's game since then. And he's got nowhere to go right there. Another impressive play defensively from Jalen Ray, who's done a lot tonight.
Like him.
Yeah, he probably came in kind of flying under the radar a little bit, right?
Yeah, junior. Didn't know much about him, but and that guy's got he's got basically 2 years of high school left.
Yeah. He's already good body type for the position that he plays. About halfway home, third quarter here. If the score remains, we'll be looking at running clock in the fourth quarter. Moore now throwing. So plenty of arm strength from him.
Yeah, he's got to have a little more accuracy, but he can get it. He can get it down the field. I've covered Cedar Grove a long time, Brandon, and one of my favorite stories, they were at FCA camp at West Georgia about 2 or 3 years ago. That's a long-time tradition of Cedar Grove. They always go to FCA camp at West Georgia. And the first day was hot. It was about 250 degrees, and they're out there in pads. And they get done, and Christian Miller, who's at Georgia now, he calls the team up by himself. And he says, when you get done with this practice, you get your room cleaned up, and everybody look respectful at dinner. I don't want you in slides. I don't want you in flip-flops. He said, have your toes covered. And he said, be on time. And, that's a lot of tradition. And when you got a guy like that, somebody in front of him was that way. Like Notori Johnson and Justin Schaefer.
That's right.
Those guys kind of laid the groundwork for that. But that was a moment for me, man, like, you see a kid leading like that to tell his teammates, you better look respectful, you better be on time, and you better have your toes covered at dinner.
LeMacio Martin gets the catch, but not able to convert. It makes a 4th down. And obviously, Christian Miller's one of those guys I think a lot of Georgia fans expect and are hoping has a big year here this season.
Yep, I certainly anticipate that. I've heard he's had a great offseason. Heard he's had a great summer. Probably tuning in right now, man. He's Cedar Grove to the bone, so we're rooting for you. I think my Dragons, we lost there late. I want to check that. We were up 21-16 on Pickens, and checking during the commercial.
See opportunity now for a punt return. Going to run left side. Heading, cutting back 30, 20, 15, 10, inside the 5. And down there goes James Johnson. He's already got a couple scores today. He got a punt return all the way into the 5-yard line, but there is a flag down.
Yeah, right there toward the end. See, that jersey says he, him. Number 2, he, him. Johnny White would surely agree. I don't think my dad would have worn anything that said he, him with my number on it. Just call it a hunch. My mom might have. But I don't think my dad would have had the he, him.
Indeed, that's the case.
Still see a lot of speed out of James Johnson to be able to turn the corner on Cedar Grove.
About 45 offers for Johnson, who's been a 4-year starter.
He was banged up this summer. A lot of schools want to see him. Obviously, there's no speed issue here, but you know how it is, man. They want to see you themselves. Kind of banged up, getting a chance to work out for some schools.
Personal foul on the kicking team.
Oh, wow.
That penalty is declined. Personal foul, blindside block on the receiving team. That penalty would be administered from the spot of the foul.
I certainly anticipate he's a power 4 kid. He's going to end up with, he's got committable offers. He's certainly not going to put anything on paper this year that's going to scare anybody. I mean, this is going to be a guy, and these coaches are going to call Johnny White, and he's going to tell you exactly what he's told me for 2 years, what he told you this week. This is one of the best football players I've ever coached.
And a guy like Johnny White saying that obviously carries a lot of weight.
I think not the concern. The question is, what does he play? Does he play wide receiver? Or does he play DB?
Yeah, I think that's probably true. And that's
how does he fit with us?
That's one of the reasons why these college coaches don't want to have him in their own camp situation, because
work you out.
There's a difference between game speed and straight line speed. And, obviously, whether it be college players going to the NFL draft or high school players going to college, I'm always going to advocate for, hey, if a guy's showing it to you in the games, let that be enough.
Yes.
But I also understand the job of the coaches is they've got to be, when you've only got so many roster spots to go around, you've got to be doubly sure of what you're getting. I do understand that. But when you have a guy who's, performed, at this level for as long as for his
in this league.
Yeah, that's right. That's a fairly easy bet to make.
Did you get a chance to watch Andrew Beard, young man out of Prince Avenue, Thursday night?
Yeah, I saw some of that.
He's got some juice to him as a sophomore running back.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that a lot of people, fairly or not, thought of Prince Avenue as kind of a quarterback-driven team with Brock
they're totally different offense. Totally
Aaron
different.
Philo.
Yep.
And, right now it certainly looks like they're going to completely reinvent themselves in kind of the
390 yards rushing, I think.
That's a really impressive job by Greg Vandegrift. Bordeaux pulls it back out and had his guy. Well-designed play, but not able to connect with Devin Carter. Maybe timing off by like a fraction of a second there. Get a chance to see this again.
Straight RPO, quick release, slant in behind that backer.
You got to imagine by the third or fourth week of the season, that's going to be
yes. Yeah. And Devin Carter missed a ton this summer. He got banged up too. There was at one point in the season that I thought Douglas County had 4 or 5 kids that were done for the year. They were really, really worried. I ran into Coach White, and he said, listen, Rusty, we had one of the worst weeks last week that I've ever been a part. They did lose a young man for the entire year.
Wow.
And I apologize for not knowing his name. He was the guy that was going to play for them some, and he went through a serious, serious leg injury on a non-contact, just throwing a route on air. So I'm glad to see all these guys are back and healthy for the most part, most of this team.
Hard yards from Jakari Streeter gives a fresh first down for Douglas County. Cedar Grove's got like 6 guys right there at the line of scrimmage. Bordeaux tries to run the same play before. This time it's going to be intercepted.
Yep, he let that one float.
McCaden Smith wins the battle, gets the football. They tried to run the RPO, almost got a nice strike to Devin Carter, come back to do the same thing again, and this time Smith just steps in front of him.
Last time he was a little ahead. This time he's behind. You see him, look, he's reading the key off that end. That end comes. They're going to run that slant in behind it, and the ball just drifted on him. And McCaden Smith, senior defensive back, with the interception.
Really impressive, once again, from this Cedar Grove secondary. That has been a group that probably passes the test tonight. But can the Saints get anything going offensively?
Yeah, you're working on Cedar Grove right now. Like this quarter coming up is about Cedar Grove.
Moore going to hand it off, and there is just nothing doing in the middle there. .313 and ticking in our third quarter here. Rusty was mentioning Prince Avenue, their win on Thursday against West Forsyth, probably one of the more notable occurrences of the Douglas. Speaking of 3A teams, we're watching Cedar Grove right now. I thought Douglas's win was also a pretty big statement.
I got a lot of texts from a lot of people going, oh boy. That bunch.
Really impressive. That's a handoff again. Obviously deep in its own territory. Saints going to be a little more careful here.
I think LaGrange with Matt Napier and that crowd, I think they're going to be a team that we're going to look back. We're going to look back in November, in late November, and going, oh, they're still in their bracket.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
New quarterback, breaking him in, 17. I think they lost 16 returning. They had 16 starters they lost. They ran into a 22 senior team. And, oh, by the way, they have a really good freshman in Casey Barner. That's got SEC offers.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I'm always interested in what people react to from these games.
Yeah.
A lot of people just in life have kind of come up to me about Barner. You know, they impressed by what they saw from him. But football came loose. Moore, I think, kind of mishandled that snap and then had to pick it right back up again.
Yeah. Hindsight, you looking back, Stanley Pritchett was in a really good mood at Corky Kell luncheon.
He was. It seemed like he may have known.
I thought, damn, he's happy to see Rusty, and I was like, oh, no wonder you're happy there, my man. So he was in a really good mood at Corky Kell luncheon. He was in a really good mood pregame, and I kind of knew, you know what?
Yeah.
I know why you're in a good mood now.
So you're thinking about, fourth year for him, a couple of losing seasons the first couple of years. They do make the playoffs in 2022, but a couple of, losing seasons, winning 2 or 3 games, and obviously last year 6-5, and now this year you would expect a lot more than that. Low punt this time, and just going to be dropped there at the 39-yard line. Is there a flag? Did Clemens get hit back there?
I was paying attention to the wide receiver and DB that were locked up there. I don't know what happened. Where the area that flag is.
And obviously we think about the other events of this, weekend. We'll wish Rome well. That was a team we would love to have seen last night. Our Friday night did not go the way we would like for it to because of the weather that canceled, that at least postponed the Callaway Cass game, and then obviously Rome because of the bus accident that I think a lot of people are very well aware of now. 2 games we were very much looking forward to. And we did not get to see either one of them.
And then Rome is off this week, so their first game will actually be against
Illegal
Carrollton.
substitution on the kicking team. That 5-yard penalty will be tacked on to the end of the run.
Yeah, that's a tough situation, right? Because you're talking about a Carrollton team who played a good bit of football, including obviously last night in a nationally televised game against a Woodward Academy team, which, to bring it back full circle, eliminated Douglas County from the playoffs last year. But you're talking about a team that's just going to have the sharpness that comes, the old adage about improvement from game 1 to game 2. Rome, for a game of that magnitude, by the way, 2 teams that know each other, programs that know each other, but as well as you possibly could, Rome won't have the benefit of that in-game experience.
And bringing a new quarterback, and really good football team, but it's going to be their first snaps going to be against Carrollton. So
how many games did Reese Fountain start for Rome? Now have to
4-year starter.
Yeah, it's amazing.
4-year starter, man. A lot of wins, a lot of passes, a lot of yards, a lot of records from that young man. Up at East Tennessee State, had a good scrimmage last week. Not going to be the guy, but I think he was 7 for 8 for like 65 yards. Got a hold.
Yeah, flag coming in here.
A couple of them. But Trey Lamb doing a really good job. Matter of fact, he got Jaden Daniels, a kid I think is very underrated at Commerce, a running back. I mean, this kid can go. I mean, you talk about electric with the ball in his hands. He just verbally committed to East Tennessee State.
Holding. Offense, 10-yard penalty.
Not the biggest guy, but I'm telling you right now, you want to talk about some skates, he can flat out go.
We talked a little earlier about the private schools, obviously in their normal regions for the regular season, then breaking off for their own championship. I think one of the fun byproducts of some of that's going to be, you mentioned a team like Commerce. Some of these teams we haven't maybe heard from in a few years.
Irwin County.
They're going to be a part of that postseason conversation.
Those single A schools that are going to get a chance to win in every sport.
Yeah, they have their own classification.
That is one of the best things about this.
Bordeaux fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Now running, still on his feet inside the 20. Flag comes in at the end. I almost wonder how much more football Bordeaux is going to play tonight.
Yeah, you wonder here. This might be his last drive. Start thinking about that private school bracket, and tournament at the end. Start talking about Fellowship Christian, Savannah Christian, Prince Avenue, Hebron Christian.
Absolutely. What Hebron Christian has right now, and we saw that Friday afternoon. That's very impressive.
Holding offense, 10-yard penalty from spot of the foul. Still first down.
It's funny to watch the players looking up at the big halo board and kind of seeing what happened. And what's funny is NFL players do the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, every time you see a DB get a flag in the NFL, first thing he's doing is he's looking back at the scoreboard or looking up. 2 games I want to ask you about real quick, just quick thoughts. Georgia Tech playing Florida State next week in Ireland.
You know, I would give Georgia Tech certainly a chance to
I do too.
I think that for me, Florida State, you know, such a transfer-laden team last year. And
they hit on them.
Yeah. But when you think about going to DJ, as you see a nice run there inside the 10-yard line.
The flag down.
Brandon Ellison getting a chance to kind of be the ball carrier on this sequence. You know, we've seen DJ Uwe on Lole before.
You kind of know what to expect.
You kind of know what to expect. And I don't think that, for me, that's not the same level that Jordan Travis was. So, you know, right now that's a top 10 team, preseason, Florida State. But I have a hard time imagining, if you're looking for a top 10 team that might not be able to stay there, I'd put Florida State in that category. I'd probably put Michigan in that category.
I heard you say on the radio, I agree with you there, those 2 teams. And I certainly give Georgia Tech more than a puncher's chance in that game. Haynes King coming back. Buster Faulkner do a lot of things with him. Buster Faulkner's son, Harrison Faulkner, starting quarterback North Oconee, had a big win last night.
As you see a man down on the field here. And, I mean, pound for pound, Buster Faulkner's doing about his job calling plays for his offense. He and Haynes King have clearly found something that really works together. You know, I think that Faulkner's obviously one of the rising stars in the coaching profession. And, you know, playing that game in Ireland, that'd be fun. That's exciting.
Final score, Cass, 42-7.
Okay.
And
so that's a surprise for me. We'll never know how things could have been different.
And I'll say this about Callaway. Coach Wiggins pulled me to the side last night and told me 2 players that weren't going to play, and it was 2 of their most explosive. So credit to Cass. Really good football team, but Callaway kind of didn't bring everything they have to the table either.
Now, I'll also tell you this. You talk to people in Bartow County, I know you do a lot. They lost Covey White and they lost Devin and Kevin Henderson. There are a lot of people who believe this is the best roster Cass has ever had.
Yeah, especially because they got a bunch of talented young kids.
Yeah, and it's weird to say that if you don't have a Sokovie White on your team anymore. But I don't know if Steve Gates would say this or not, but there are plenty of people who would say this is the most talented roster Cass has ever had.
I'm going to tell you right now, Sokovie White's going to play this year for Georgia, and that shouldn't surprise anyone.
Well, I mean,
how many times we watch him play and we're like, this is the best guy on the field.
Yeah.
This is the best player on the field.
Yeah. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Ran into his mom. His mom still works, got a younger brother, plays there at Cass, and ran into him last night, and she was super excited, and she asked me if I've seen Nate Frazier in person. So
it's amazing the buzz the freshman running back.
I said, Nate Frazier's, I've heard Nate Frazier enough this week. If I had $1 for that, I'd probably have a new car.
Yeah, certainly. The one thing that Georgia fans know how to do is make a freshman phenom into a big star before he plays his first game.
Great read.
Yeah, it was a nice read, and unfortunately, just not going to quite come up with that. Aaron Gregory, the outstanding junior, has a touchdown today. So week 0 next week, then week 1 after that. You know, as I look at the Georgia-Clemson game, which will be played, obviously, in the building we are here now, think about Georgia in non-conference games against ranked power opponents since the Clemson game in 2021. I'm talking about an Orange Bowl blowout win against Michigan, a blowout win against Oregon, also in the same building. The Ohio State Peach Bowl in this same building as well was obviously close, but 65-7 against TCU. You know, since Georgia won, and you see Ellison getting the carry there once again, since Georgia won as an underdog against Clemson in 2021, when they faced the ranked power conference opponent since then, either regular season or postseason, not only has Georgia won those games, other than the Ohio State game, it's won them all in blowout fashion. Dominated. So that's the kind of backdrop here for Clemson is, you know, do they still have enough firepower to even stay with Georgia?
And you know they read clippings, and you know the angle that Dabo's swinging. I know the angle I would be taking. Everybody's forgotten about us. Everybody's saying we don't belong. but you're going to come in this building for 4 quarters, and you're going to get in the ring with that team. So we'll see. I do think defensively, and especially up front, Clemson is just as good as anybody in the country.
Yeah.
In that front, Barrett Carter, one of the best linebackers in the country.
Obviously, Georgia high school football
Yes,
fans have
North
a
Gwinnett.
big memory of him from North Gwinnett. If Clemson is lying in the weeds, like if the narrative is true of, oh, people were sleeping on Clemson, didn't realize that Clemson was still kind of a part of the national story. The reason why that would be true, you talk to people around Clemson, they'll tell you they like their wide receivers this year probably better than they have in a couple of years. But also it's Garrett Riley, who came over from TCU last year in kind of year 2. Riley.
Dead ball foul.
Yeah, they got a little chippy
Personal
after that
foul
play.
against the offense. 15-yard penalty, and it will be 3rd down, and that's the end of the quarter.
And you want to try to avoid some of that if you can. All of that if you can, obviously. There's been a lot of sportsmanship and a lot of good-natured competition here. We'll see for the final 12 minutes we can keep it to that. I want to finish the point we're making about the Georgia-Clemson game, but we'll take a quick timeout and come back and do the 4th quarter after this.
You ever seen this? You ever seen that? You ever seen the Harlem Globetrotters live on TV? Well, now's your chance. For the first time in 40 years, the Harlem Globetrotters are showing off their skills right in your living room. Don't miss a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and don't miss whatever they call that move. The Harlem Globetrotters, live Sunday at 7, only on Atlanta's own Peachtree TV. Yeah, baby.
It's hot at Matthews Kia of Cartersville, so we are having a hot sales event. We have great selections of 2024 and 2025 new vehicles. Lease the 2025 Kia Carnival LX $429 for 24 months, the 2024 Kia Sportage LX $289 for 24 months, or the 2024 Kia Telluride S just $379 for 24 months. Hurry, because prices are in your favor right now. Don't forget, Matthews Kia of Cartersville is home to the lifetime warranty. Come see us today. All roads lead to Matthews Kia of Cartersville.
NetCredit is here to say yes to a personal loan or line of credit, even when other lenders won't. Apply online in minutes and get funds deposited the next business day or sooner. Go to netcredit.com. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
And we are back. 4th quarter action getting set to begin here. It has been quite a performance from Douglas County. They've done it on both sides of the ball. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel. We will be in a running clock situation here as also we go through the 4th quarter. So that's something to keep in mind. As we're getting back going, I want to finish the point we're making before. We were talking about the Georgia-Clemson game and the thought that, well, maybe Clemson's being overlooked for this game that's going to take place here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. If that's true, for me, that's because the impact that Garrett Riley can make. I don't know that he had a huge impact on Clemson last year, but sometimes we see second-year offensive coordinators just have a bigger impact as there's an incompletion there. And
it's like second-year head coaches.
That's right.
I mean, you're in there. You kind of know how the day-to-day operation goes. This is a big year for Cade Klubnik.
It is.
Come out of Texas, highly recruited. Some people. He's still got a lot of strong opinions either way on him. This is a national showcase game to kick off college football. There will be a ton of eyes around the country on this one.
And the other thing you'll say with the game is Dabo Swinney's obviously very famous for not taking any transfer players. Now, a team like Georgia doesn't take very many, but they take some.
Yes, they're in it.
And you see Bordeaux throwing incomplete, intended for Aaron Gregory once again. And Gregory points to the score. Apparently, there's getting a little bit of chippiness.
It's getting chippy
there, yeah. So hopefully we can avoid any kind of extracurricular stuff for the next 11 minutes here. But, if Clemson does not look good against Georgia, then that topic of what they don't do in the transfer portal, Dabo in particular, it's going to be a hot topic.
You and I both know this. The national media will jump on that quickly.
Absolutely. And let me give you a couple other games that I think week one.
If that were to happen.
Miami, Florida is going to be an unbelievably compelling game because, honestly, for Florida, Miami is about as close to an easy game as they have.
I'm telling you.
Now, obviously not an easy game, you know what I'm saying? But the point is like, if you take it on the chin against Miami near the beginning of the season, it could get real ugly real fast.
This is a massive game for Florida. This is a massive game. And I talked to a lot of people that are very familiar with that program. And they like this team. They understand what they're about to face with this schedule. They understand what they're about to face with this schedule.
Yeah.
But if you truly really like this team and think you're really that talented, you got to win this game.
You've at least got to be competitive there. I said, now you see a player down here. So we'll check on the injured player and we'll take a quick timeout here. It's obviously all Douglas County right now.